Hello, everybody, and welcome to Intermediate Accounting 205. This is a new course offered at Santa Ana College for the first time. It's the first of a two-semester course. The other course will be offered in the fall. So, to get on with it, this is going to be a walk through the intermediate accounting, which is basically accounting 101 on steroids. And I think you're going to find that it is a very challenging course. And I don't think you would want it any other way. This is designed to help you with the CPA test, and the CPA test focuses generally, maybe 80% of it is on intermediate accounting items. So I think you're going to find that this is very helpful to you. And I also am adding an optional face-to-face Zoom session on when do I do that? I do that on Tuesday evenings from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So those are optional, but you do get extra credit points. And so we'll have a little fun at those sessions, and I will record those for everybody that maybe couldn't attend. Okay, so for now, we'll get into the syllabus, and then I will show you a little bit about how the course is organized. When I do this, when I've done this course, in this case at Saddleback College, I have face-to-face Zoom meetings that are instructional in nature, and they go about 3 hours a week, one session, which is a long night. This is a purely online course, so there's no live streaming of the course content. So what I'm doing is I'm going to add instructional videos in each of the chapters, which you'll see here in a few minutes, which go through the key points in the chapters. I would not solely rely on that. It's a good overview of the chapters, but they're designed for you to listen to me and then go through the chapter actually reading it before you do the homework. So we'll look at that in a few minutes. So here we're talking about the spring term, starts February 12th, as I'm sure you know, and our final exam is on June 5th from June 7th to from June 5th to June 7th, due at 11:59. My name is Stephen Wilson, and here's our ticket number. We have asynchronous days, so we don't really have days. My optional tutoring, as I mentioned, is on Tuesdays, extra credit. My email address is here. The term, of course, is spring 2024, first 12 chapters of the book. And then it's entirely online, as I mentioned, but I also give you my phone number. My phone number is designed to help you guys. I don't want texts. My wife and my daughter love texts, but I don't. So if you're going to use my phone, please call me and we can discuss anything. And I encourage that. Don't be at all reluctant if you have a problem to phone me, and we'll go from there. But for most things, I think my Santa Ana email will do just nicely. Okay, so the course description, this is a 3-unit class. We're going to review the fundamental accounting processes. We're going to get into several things. I'll let you read these on your own. But the following table of contents for the syllabus is as follows, and you can use these convenient hyperlinks to navigate anywhere in the syllabus. Admittedly, the syllabus is a little bit long, but it does give you all the information you need to be successful in the course. So we'll move down. For Zoom, Zoom you won't need for a purely online course, but we do use Zoom for the live streaming tutoring sessions, again on Tuesday evenings. I don't get paid for those hourly tutoring sessions, but they're designed for you. I don't have agenda for that. This is where you can ask me any questions you like and any concerns you have, and maybe you just want a little bit of practice. And so it's a good way to pick up some extra credit points, and away you go. Additionally, I'm going to be physically on campus at the Academic Computing Center from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock on Fridays. And you can join me in person or participate, as most students do, via Zoom. So to participate, I will publish directions in Canvas announcements as to how to do that. And you earn 2 extra credit points for every hour you spend with me in those sessions, up to a maximum of 20 points. So I think it really helps you do better on the quizzes, better on the exams. I can go through homework, I can go through quizzes, I can go through exams, I can do anything you guys want from that standpoint. I've enclosed here the Santa Ana College mission statement, the business division mission statement. I kind of like Santa Ana College's mission statement in that it inspires, transforms, and empowers a diverse community of learners. I think very succinctly said. Um, I have course learning objectives. I won't go through those specifically here. You can read the syllabus individually. Um, and student learning outcomes, same thing there. Okay, on to required text. Here's a little picture of our textbook. It's the 18th edition. This is the textbooks that is used almost universally in this area. It is a superlative textbook. It's big and it's thick, but it is a superlative textbook. And last time I priced it, it was about $154. That includes, by the way, the Wiley Plus access codes. That's necessary for you to do your homework. Just like you did with 101, you did them in Connect. Here, you're doing your homework in Wiley Plus. Same concept. And I give you you get a full print loose leaf textbook for an additional $44, I think it is, something like that. You can upgrade that to a hard copy, although it's not quite a hard copy. It's kind of a paper hard copy. But it's a really nice, very nice textbook, and I'm sure you're going to want it for reference when you're preparing for the CPA test. Okay, if you purchase the text from any other source, you're going to be responsible for any resource that's not in the bundle. This, I'm sure that you're not going to be able to do a better price than what we've negotiated here for Wiley. The textbook class is required for the class and nothing else is acceptable. So just be on watch for that. And then when we do the fall 24 session, which will be, I think, chapters 12 through 23, I believe it is, you have just to purchase another $76.95, and that will get you all ready for the next semester. So that's I call it the 205B class, but it'll probably have a slightly different number. We don't know what it is yet because it hasn't been published. Okay, but it is critical to hit the ground running. So if money is a little bit of an issue, which it always seems to be with me, you have a free 2-week trial available for both the Wiley Plus and the ebook, not a physical book, but the ebook. So there's no reason to delay starting your homework assignments. Okay, so on to Wiley Plus a little bit. Here it is. And here you're going to create a student account, and all your homework must be submitted through Wiley Plus. And I think it says all that. I've provided some videos in the course information, which you'll see here in a minute. Um, but if you're looking at this video, you already know what course information is. And you'll have the Wiley video getting started, the Wiley PowerPoint, how to register, overview of Wiley resources. Those kinds of things are very useful to read so you get a little understanding of what we're doing before the course even starts. Really good way to get started. And uh, once you've registered for Wiley Plus, on the left-hand side of the uh, homepage, you're going to find Wiley Course Resources. And you can click on that link, and it's going to reveal many Wiley Plus resources, which we'll review during the syllabus video when we get to that part. So hopefully that will be helpful to you. Wiley does not, unlike McGraw-Hill, Wiley does not have a technical support phone number available to students, or for that matter, to me. I use a dedicated rep for any questions I have. But they do have a website here, Wiley, wpsupport.wiley.com. And of course, there's no penalties associated with any technical issues that are beyond your control. And if you have those, please just let me know and we'll work something out. That's when you want to use my phone number. Okay, so course policies. Here you can read a little bit about computer proficiency. I'm looking for some minimum skills in Microsoft Office. Generally, I think a little bit about Excel and Word maybe for this course. Also, Canvas is going to be used throughout the communication process in announcements here. And so be sure you look at those little beauties from time to time. Electronic devices are not allowed during the exams, but you're certainly welcome to use that for taking notes and the like. Calculators, I would be sure to have a simple calculator. They're available in the bookstore for about $10, and certainly I use them all the time. We have group collaborations. Those are totally optional on your part, but a lot of my former students in this course have found them very helpful. Um, um, and if you do need to email me for whatever reason, please preface your email in the subject line with these, accounting 205, number 38162. I teach at a variety of different places, and that'll help me find you and what course you're in. So access to Canvas, I think that's very easy to do. And this tells you how to do that. I think you already know that, or you wouldn't be watching this video. Due dates, really important that you adhere to these due dates. And if we do have to revise it, we will. But please, if something happens, you have a life issue, please give me a call. I'm probably as flexible of an instructor as you're going to find. Withdrawals from the course, I don't automatically drop you. If you need to drop for whatever reason, I hope you won't, but if you do, do it yourself. Should you miss the first assignments and have not communicated with me as to the reasons why, I'm required to drop you as a no-show. So that's the one time I will drop a student. And then failing withdrawals, if I find that a student has not stops in the middle of the course, that will not necessarily get you an F. It'll get you an FW, which will mean that you would not receive some kinds of financial aid. All right, that looks like a good place for us to stop our first video. And when we come back, we'll continue with the rest of the syllabus. Until that time, bye for now.